Hello and welcome to Nirmal, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hiral Dadia. We have with us Kunal Shah, Head of Commodities Research, joining in, who's here to tell us all about what investing in silver is expected to look like. In fact, Kunal, silver has consolidated and lagged gold and equities for over a year now. What's your view from here on?
Okay, yeah. So when you're talking about investing in silver, okay, last year we saw phenomenon bull run in silver, and that's why everyone is now started to talk about silver. So silver prices before year 2020 was going into a major consolidation, and we've not seen any major breakout or any major up move, the one we saw last year. Why? So if you see what happened with silver, so if I date back and go back to year 2010-11 till the year 2019, the silver production, okay, is not moved up significantly. So back in year 2015, when silver production was 890 tons. So even till year 2019, the silver production remained at 833 tons. In fact, if you look from the year 2013, silver production is showing a degrowth. So every year 5%, 3%, 10% incremental supply side growth in silver was not evident. So the strong case was building up for silver that going forward, when there is a strong demand and the supply side is not responding. So that is what happened last year. Last year, because of the COVID, silver production dropped from 833 million ounce to 784 million ounce. That's quite staggering, when you talk about 50 million ounce of silver was not produced, roughly 8 to 10% of the production was out of the market. And we saw silver prices testing, levels of 75,000 and that kind of levels. And that's why everyone is now talking about silver. So we saw in 2008 also, when silver prices surged to 70,000 from 25-30,000, and suddenly people started to talk about silver, and then we had a lull of almost 7-8 years. So these are the cyclical plays which are when you see gold and silver, it has a cycle. So when you compare it with the equity, I don't think so it's a right comparison, but it is an indirect form of hedge when you talk from the equity market point of view. So whenever there is high uncertainty, a stronger investment demand from the risk averse product, at that time silver benefits. So at the time when people are investing in gold, people are investing in safe haven instruments, at that time silver gets benefit because it is also precious metals, and precious metal with a strong investment demand, precious metal with a strong industrial demand. So that's the story of silver. I think it's wrong to compare equity returns with silver returns. Stronger silver returns are cyclical. They are you don't see every year silver moving up by 10-15%. But the entire silver, if you look at what is happening with the silver mining also, so silver is basically categorized into two aspects. One is primary production, one is and other is secondary production. Primary production comes from the pure silver mine, and secondary production of silver comes from lead and zinc mine mainly. So if you see what is basically happening is that silver is not just coming out of silver mine, it is also coming out of mine of lead and zinc. So the prices of lead and zinc are also, sometimes it matters a lot. It matters a lot. So we have to see silver so copper, you don't get copper in a zinc mine, or you don't get copper. Even if you get it, it will be very little, but almost more than 40% of the silver supply comes from the secondary mining. And that's the reason why it makes it, the silver is a very unique in terms of the metal.
Right. So Kunal, overall, how is the demand and supply dynamics working in silver? And secondly, how is the investment demand also looking like?
Yeah. So if you see what is happening here, the supply and demand dynamics of 2021. So the supply, which was 784 million ounce, surged to 848 million ounce from 784. So all the deficit, all the surplus which was deficit which was there in the system was made up in 2021 because of the higher prices. So in year 2019, the silver prices were averaging around 39,000 rupees. And in year 2020, it averaged roughly around 65,000 rupees. So because of the higher prices, more and more miners, because of the COVID crisis also moderated, more and more miners came and started to produce silver. And that's the reason why silver supply moved up. And that's the reason that silver prices are not able to shoot up quite sharply, because the production side is getting stronger. But it is not that stronger that silver production has moved up from 800 million ounce to 1000 million ounce. If that would have been a case, silver prices would be somewhere at 35,000 rupees or 40,000 rupees. That's not the case. It's a surge. But in 2021, if you see here, 196 million of scrap supply had come in the market. So this is the reason why silver prices did not move up. One, the primary supply increase, and second, the scrap supply also increased from 182 to 196 million ton. So overall in 2021, the silver supply increased, and that is the main reason why last year we had a production of 976 million ounce. This year we had a production of almost 1056 million ounce. That is 8% up. But demand side, okay, so the jewelry demand, the traditional demand of jewelry in silver, that's pretty weak, and that's not the main reason for silver to move up. Coins and bar continues to be upbeat. This year 2021, we've seen 20% jump in the coin demand, because last year there was a lockdown. So this is a pent up demand, this is not a new demand, okay. But the silver lining is industrial demand. If you see here, industrial demand of silver from 514 million ounce to 486 to again 524 million ounce. So the silver industrial application is increasing quite dramatically. And that's one of the major reasons why silver's outlook remains pretty bright. So most importantly, there are three modern applications. One is in clean energy. Silver is used, including in solar panels, which accounts for the major demand of silver, the new demand of silver, because the old traditional demand of silver, like photography, like jewelry, they are not the demand drivers. So the demand drivers are the electronic demand from the electronic application. You see the mobile touch screens, everything, every mobile or every TV screen uses the touch screen, and that is basically having silver inside it. So the LED screen. So these are the new age demand for silver, for clean energy, solar panels, even in pharmacy, silver is being used. And now with the increasing climate change and the mandate on each nation to produce more clean energy from wind, from solar, so I think the role of silver is going to be very, very important and pivotal. So world need more and more silver going forward to invest in solar panels. So you must have heard about so many Middle East countries, so many countries in Asia, so many countries in developed world. They are installing solar capacity. They are installing solar capacity at a very rampant pace right now. So world need more and more silver for that. And from last 12 years, 13 years, there are no major investment done in silver mining as a sector. So the future, okay, when I'm talking here, not from the price outlook point of view or short-term point of view. So the demand side of the future looks fairly bright going forward. And we are of the view that the industrial demand is going to remain key driver of silver. And when gold prices moves up because of any risk aversion, because of uncertainty, whatever reason, at that time it will be a double whammy. So stronger industrial demand, and in the second half of the year, rally in gold prices. With the combination of that, silver prices are going to do well going forward. So my view is that this new investment product, which we have in form of silver ETF, for investor or for somebody who wants to buy silver. So you buy silver at, say for today it is 60,000 rupees. You bought, it's just, and the moment it goes down to say 50,000 rupees, so you buy another unit. So this is the way you can average out also in this product. ETFs anyway are one of the better ways to invest in for commodities market. Across the globe, we've seen a lot of these commodity ETFs have become very popular and famous. So we have SPDR Gold Trust, iShares Silver Trust. These are the example of the most successful bullion ETF what we have in the industry, and their holding is something which everyone notices. What is the holding of SPDR Gold Trust? What is the holding of iShares Silver Trust? So I think in India this kind of product was not there. So people who want to invest, a smallest of the denomination. So one unit, they can invest in silver. So on MCX, if you want to invest 60 rupees in silver, you cannot. But with this new ETF product, if somebody wants to buy, somebody has a saving of 1,000 rupees and they want to buy silver for the same, they can invest. So one unit will cost say around 62 rupees. So you can buy as many as you want, and I think it's going to have a good liquidity going forward, and this is wonderful product to have for the investor. So in physical market, if you go to buy silver, so there is a big bid ask spread. So they say that okay, on MCX the prices are trading at 60,000 rupees, and you go out and you ask in the spot market, they will quote you say 62,000 rupees, and you ask the same guy, at what price I'm going to sell silver. That guy will tell you, okay, I'm going to say, if you want to sell silver, I'm going to buy it 59,000 rupees. So at the time of buying and at the time of selling, the disparity which is there in the physical market, that is quite huge at times. At the times of COVID, when silver imports were have taken hit, we've seen the discount. When at the time of selling, people were not able to sold at the spread of 4%. The spread was as high at one point at 6%, 7%. So I think ETF does make sense, and with new launch of ETF, there are wonderful opportunities. So you can tell your client that every month you can do 2,000 rupees SIP in silver, 5,000 rupees SIP in silver. So they can average out. So if they bought at 60,000 rupees, it went down to 68, 58, you can buy it. It went down to 55, they can buy it. And when it moves up to again 78, 80, you can exit it. So that kind of strategies, but not trading. These are the pure investment products. So any of our clients wants to take an exposure in the great demand outlook of silver, they can do it with the help of silver ETF.
Right. So that's a view coming in with regards to where silver ETFs are concerned. Thank you, Kunal, for joining in. Thank you, participants, as well, for being a part of the show. Thank you so much.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.